Take a slow breath. You don't need to rush this moment. You don't need to fix everything right now. You're allowed to be here, just as you are. Sometimes life feels loud. Thoughts pile up. Worries talk over each other. And it can feel like peace is something meant for other people, not you. But faith often begins quietly. Not with answers, not with clarity, but with a gentle reminder that you are not alone in this moment. God sees you right now. Not the version of you that has it all together. Not the future version who finally figures everything out. The you that exists right now. And that matters. There's a pressure we carry that doesn't come from God. The pressure to hurry, the pressure to prove, the pressure to always be strong. But faith was never meant to feel like a race. Even Scripture reminds us that growth happens in seasons. Seeds don't rush the soil. They don't fight the darkness. They trust the process beneath the surface. And maybe that's what you're being asked to do right now. Not to force progress. Not to panic because things feel slow. But to trust what's happening quietly within you. If today feels heavy, that doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're human. Faith doesn't remove weight instantly. It helps you carry it differently. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What is this teaching me to release?" Sometimes God isn't asking you to hold on tighter. Sometimes He's asking you to let go. Let go of guilt you've already paid for. Let go of expectations that were never yours. Let go of timelines that are stealing your peace. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are not forgotten. Think about how gentle creation is. A sunrise doesn't shout. A breeze doesn't argue. Small creatures move forward one step at a time, and yet everything still grows. Progress doesn't have to be loud to be real. Even the smallest step counts when it's taken in faith. If all you did today was get through it, that still counts. You might feel like your prayers are quiet lately, like words don't come easily anymore. That's okay. God hears the prayers you don't know how to say. He understands the silence between your thoughts. He listens to the ache you carry without explanation. Faith isn't measured by how strong your voice is. It's measured by who you turn to when you feel weak. And you're still here, still hoping, still listening. That matters more than you realize. Sometimes the hardest thing isn't trusting God. It's trusting that you're allowed to rest. Rest is not quitting. Rest is not giving up. Rest is an act of faith. It says, "I trust God enough to stop forcing control." Even Jesus stepped away to rest. Even He paused. So if you feel tired, you're not broken. You're responding to life as it is. Let yourself breathe. You don't have to carry tomorrow today. Worry tries to convince us that preparation means anxiety, but faith teaches us something different. Faith says, today has enough of its own concerns. You don't need to solve your whole future right now. You only need to be present in this moment. God doesn't ask you to see the whole staircase. He asks you to take the next step. And sometimes that step is simply trusting that you are held. If you've been comparing yourself to others, pause. Their journey is not your assignment. Their pace is not your measure. Their success is not your deadline. God works uniquely with each life. Some paths are quiet, some are slow, some unfold behind the scenes. And often, the most meaningful growth happens where no one is watching. Your worth is not proven by visibility. It's rooted in being loved. Maybe today you feel discouraged because things didn't turn out how you hoped. Disappointment doesn't cancel faith. It refines it. Faith doesn't mean everything works out the way you imagined. It means something meaningful can still grow from where you are. Even when plans fall apart, purpose does not disappear. God can rebuild from places you thought were finished. Nothing is wasted. Not your tears, not your waiting, not your effort. If your heart feels tender, protect it gently. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. You don't need to carry every opinion. Sometimes strength looks like softness. Sometimes courage looks like boundaries. Faith gives you permission to choose peace over pressure. And peace is not passive, it's powerful. You might be holding on to something that no longer brings life. A habit, a relationship, a belief about yourself. Letting go can feel scary, but holding on to what drains you is heavier. God doesn't take things away to punish you. He removes what no longer serves your growth. Trust that release can make space for renewal. If you've been feeling unseen, hear this. You matter even when no one notices. Your kindness matters. Your effort matters. Your quiet faith matters. God sees the small things, the unseen sacrifices, the moments you choose love when it would be easier not to. Nothing you do in faith is invisible. Some days faith feels strong. Other days it feels fragile. Both are valid. Faith doesn't require perfection. It only requires honesty. You're allowed to show up tired. You're allowed to show up uncertain. You're allowed to show up as you are. God meets you there. If your mind keeps replaying the past, gently interrupt it. The past can teach, but it shouldn't trap. You are not defined by your worst moment. You are not limited by old mistakes. Grace means you are not who you were. Today is a fresh opportunity to begin again. There's a quiet strength in choosing hope when circumstances don't change immediately. Hope isn't denial, it's endurance. Hope says, this is hard, but it's not the end. And faith reminds us that growth often happens slowly, steadily, and quietly. Just like life itself. If you feel like progress is invisible, remember this. Roots grow underground first. Just because you don't see results doesn't mean nothing is happening. Patience is not wasted time. It's preparation. And God is never late. You don't need to earn love. You don't need to perform faith correctly. You are already loved. Let that truth soften the parts of you that feel tense. Let it remind you that you're safe to grow at your own pace. Take another slow breath. Notice where you are right now. Notice that you're still standing. Even if today felt messy, even if answers are unclear, you're still here. And that means the story is still unfolding. Faith isn't about certainty. It's about trust. Trust that light can still reach you. You trust that peace is possible again. Trust that small steps still lead somewhere meaningful. As you move forward, carry this with you. You don't need to rush healing. You don't need to force clarity. You don't need to have everything figured out. You only need to stay open. Open to grace. Open to growth. Open to hope. God walks with you, even in the quiet moments. Especially in the quiet moments. And you are doing better than you think.